What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 30 of our Atalanta career mode. And today, deadline day. We've got a lot to go through. Hopefully, we'll be bringing a couple of players in, 2 or 3, depending on how things go. We don't have a ton of money at this moment in time, but there should be players on the way out. And we will see. At the moment, Galini is discussing a move away for £15 million. That should bring us some money, and then Gosens is on the transfer list as well as some other smaller ones. But what we're looking at is right wing and left back. Those are the two opportunities, the two spots that we're looking to bring in here. I mean, there are a couple of options. Galeno, I think, is my top option, though a little bit more expensive than I would like. Stengs is moved on loan. He's unavailable for this. Brahim Diaz, someone you never know with him. He moved because he didn't get enough play time. Is he really going to get that play time at Real Madrid? Maybe. We'd have to see. Reyna's not moving, unfortunately. Januzaj, bit expensive for us at the moment. There's some other ones here. Lozano, unfortunately, too expensive, but that one would be pretty realistic. He's, staying in Italy, but leaving the club in real life by the looks of it. Tete would be a good option. He can play in the middle as well. We have a lot of players who can play wide and in the middle. Holzek has moved on loan. He's unavailable. And then Samuel Kalou, relatively cheap options. And then left back, those two up top, Emerson and I'd have to look at that guy's name. I forgot his name, but we also have some down here. Yago, Mikalenko, and then Oliveira. He'd be the ideal one, but, are we going to pull in and have, £40 million available to us? We don't know. Renier, someone you guys really want me to bring in, but he may have to wait until later on because he's definitely not a priority at this moment in time. The other two, if we have the release clause money ready to go, then we'll go to it, but if not, then, it is what it is. So a loan offer has come in, a transfer offer for Hatzebro is not happening, and then Sevilla are ready to pay almost $20 million for Galini. That's a pretty decent deal. We'll take it. We'll reject this one for Napoli for Hatzebro, who's definitely staying. And then Silvera will accept his loan, though he's been having trouble finding loan deals. So if Galini can come in there, then we're going to have enough money to bring someone in, and maybe close to £30 million. If we can find a transfer deal for Gosens, then we'd be in a good spot. But, of course, we need that money to come in. We'll see. Interest shown in Emerson, that's okay. An offer has come in for this lad right here. We're just going to accept this. See if Salzburg just give us that money there. That's a little bit more money in, a little bit more off the wage budget, assuming Galini comes in. The problem with delegating is that it takes a while before they set everything up. Werner has moved to Juve, by the way. Galini is gone. $15 million bought in for us. Capone, we're going to let go. Muriel, absolutely not. We'll reject that Muriel offer. Capone can go. We're just going to let him go for that money. That's okay. And now we have a little bit of money to play with. So we're going to go right wing first. Left back is something we were going to go after if need be. And it looks like at the moment we have a backup to Kasache and Gosens. I'd like to get a proper left back in there and not like a left winger, left wing back kind of player. I'd like to get a proper left back in there. But for now, let's... Oh, I meant to search players. We can go to the transfer hub and see if we can bring in a right winger. And I think I'm leaning toward... I really wanted Galeno, but that's probably a little bit much. We're gonna see. We're not gonna really go up to 30 million, I don't think, to bring Galeno in. We have 25-ish, 103,000 a week. There's a bit of money there weekly to maneuver a little bit, but we'll see. Just gonna start at 17-ish. They want 26. If we can get them for around, 21 and a half, that'd be pretty ideal. They really want 26. 23 and a half. Oh, God. Let's add sell-on clause. We'll go to 15%. Okay, so they went for it after we added the sell-on clause at 23 million. That's pretty decent, I think. We can get some of those left backs relatively cheaply. Let's see if we can bring him in on cheap wage. He's only on 16,000 at the moment. Will he take rotation? He wants important. That's okay. He's going to get his game time. We went from really thin up front to deep up front really quickly. He only wants 38k a week. We're going to counter that. Edit wage just a little bit. See if we can bring this down just a touch. He's comfortable with it. So we've got Galeno in. We've got our winger in. And now the only way we're really going to get rid of Gossens is if we have the money to bring in a left back. So we've gotten our right winger in. Let's take a look at where that leaves us in here. Galeno. There are a lot of players still here that I'm willing to let go. Taloy, we might be waiting for one of those as well. We can bring Galeno onto the bench. Probably a bit of Hattabra, who's our backup right back, and you know, can play forward as well. So Hattabara's got a really important part in this team. And as for budget, so we've got 40k in budget really, and that's about it. No transfer budget, so proper budget would have to come in. We'll see how the next couple of small transfers deal with it a little bit, but a proper good Gossens bid has to come in now to really change our day around. Loan offer for Cunha. No, no, no. Cunha will be going nowhere. He is a proper good player. Another player who can play cam or wing. We are loaded with players who can play cam or wing, which is obviously great. But time ticks away on deadline day. Doesn't look like those offers are going to come in, so it looks like we've done our business. But in business I'm comfortable with, in all honesty. As an offer comes in for Berisha, we're gonna reject that. We're gonna keep hold of what we have. So this kind of leaves us in one of those spots where we have a lot of players here who we wanted to get rid of. Everyone past here and down are players I was just willing to get out. There are a lot of players here who aren't going to play for us. A lot of players we've left open to be loaned out. And then we have a lot of players here that are good for us. Bringing Taloy is another player I would have been comfortable moving out also. He's probably the end here because we have 4 center backs. In that case, Sutalo, Mancini, Simakon, and Popov. If we can get, in theory, in January, we still have potential to have a lot of money come into the club, which is good. So it gives us a little bit of maneuverability in that scenario. We have a training injury. Oh boy. Oh, okay. Osimhen's pulled his quad. He'll be out 2 weeks. That's not too awful, I suppose. Bayern have put in a £17 million bid. They can't sign anybody. So we're gonna delegate the offer. So this right here will come in. Do we delegate Ilicic? We're gonna delegate it to a high point and see what they say on Ilicic. But if Gossens goes, that won't be till January, as well as the Ilicic. If Ilicic goes, I'm worried about giving Ilicic away, but there's a chance now where we have money ready to come in January, even if we don't have it now. Excuse me, I think I'm sweating a bunch. It's just hot in here, and I've just showered, so the water's kind of just perspirating off my damn head. But we should have theoretically some, £20 million ready to come in. Release clause has been paid for Coley. Okay, that was a lad we were gonna let go in general, I believe. We were waiting for someone to come bid, but if his release clause has been paid, that's fine as well. We have so many players; it's outrageous how many players we have. Coley is a striker. Yeah. He's 67 overall, age 20. He's not really going to be flying forward in terms of growth. So that's comfortable, but that's another 1.3 coming in. So we have maneuverability in January by the looks of it. So our deadline day may not have been as wild as it could have been, but the week or two after deadline day looks to be pretty good. 24 million is going to come in for Gossens in January, which is a good chunk of money, and that'll be enough for a left back at minimum. And this lad right here, Pacina, 23, 75, someone we were going to move on. Another 10 or so million, theoretically, if this goes the right way. So we've got money coming in, and while deadline day wasn't so wild, the week or two after deadline day looks to really set us up for a proper good January set of coffers. Though we did a lot of business last January as we tried to really get the club moving and try and push in that second half of the season. Didn't quite work out that way, but we have, if need be, it looks like we're going to have another January where if we need to go into the market and find a ton or some good players and things like that, then we're going to go in and do it. So Carraro here, we're just going to accept this from Trabzonspor. 22, 70 overall, not really going to get in our team. Youth player wants out. It's Henriquez. Let's see what Henriquez looks like. Where is this? Here he is. We'll promote him to the senior team, but we'll see on him. I mean, there are so many good options. I also don't want this to turn into a region team only. 11 million and 22 million for Ilicic. Do we move Ilicic on? We have so many players now we can play there. I know some of you have told me to move him on. He's 32. It's not going to get better. We'll move him on just for the sake of it, essentially. So it looks like, what is it? Accept offer. That was the delegation. 11 million. So it looks like we may go into January here with 50 odd million pounds that we've conjured up out of nowhere right after deadline day. Everybody wanted to broken down negotiations. Who's that? Okay, for Pacina, though he should be leaving for 11 million anyway. So we're going to end it here, guys. But we have Verona next episode. Next episode we'll be back into our three. So we'll have Verona, Aberdeen, and then Cagliari. If we don't finish top four and we win the Europa League, we have a spot in the Champions League. So we have a couple opportunities to get to it now. And we've got a group in the Europa League that's good enough where we should be, coming out of it. Besiktas, Aberdeen, and AEK Athens, we should be popping out of that group in theory. But we've also got a lot of games, so it's good we've bought in a lot of depth, and we've also set ourselves up for a pretty decent January. And while deadline day wasn't as wild, these 2 weeks have kind of set us up in the way that I thought deadline day would. It just took an extra week or so after the fact. So January, we might get some players in, guys. But for now, that's going to be it. I hope you folks have enjoyed it. Next episode, we're back to our normal 3. But for now, peace.